Rosie Metrailer is a truth teller, and she is never intimidated. When she believes she knows the truth, she says what she believes is the truth, and it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. But she is not judgmental, and that's an unusual combination, because many people who think that they have the truth and speak the truth speak it because they believe it puts them somehow, it elevates their position over whoever it is they're speaking to. But Rosie is not influenced by the audience for what she's saying. She does not judge people for not sharing her opinion. Greatly due to that quality of hers, she has earned the respect of many people, including me.
She comes from this place of value that you're supposed to work hard. You don't take it for granted. You do your work. We have this snobbery about being from the Midwest, and in particular the time in Fort Wayne, like as if people would say to us in California, "It was so cool back there, then why the hell are you here?" Because we get into this thing about we're from Midwest and we're from good stock and we know how to work hard, just like it's just some arrogance about where we came from. But as I've always said, and I know this is true for Rosie, I know exactly where I came from. And I know what has formed me about a core person that I am. And I really, really see that in her.
She's engaged, in the sense of when she's with you, she's present. She does this as a very upbeat outlook on life, and an optimism that's very, I don't know how to describe it, just inspirational. She's somebody who's never stopped wanting to learn, and in the sense that that's what life's supposed to be. It's an education, and she just tackles it with a relish.
I went to court on my first sexual harassment case and went in for a TRO, a temporary restraining order, to protect this woman. Didn't get it, and then I was back in chambers with the same judge a little bit later, and he said something to me. I can't even remember what it was, but I was so taken aback. And then I went back to the office and I was crying. And Rosie said, "Oh, don't cry, don't cry." I was telling her what happened. "Don't cry, don't cry." And then she took this card out of her wallet that she had with her, and she said, "Next time you see Judge so-and-so, give him this card." And it said something like, "This card has been treated with a toxic chemical and your penis is going to fall off in 3 days. We laughed and laughed and laughed. When you're around Rosie, it's like it's fun, and that was the feeling. It was like, we're doing such incredible things together, and we're having fun, and we're good lawyers. So like there was really no downside to it at all. It was like back then, if you wanted to tell truth to power and to kick some ass, you came to us. And that was fun. That was really, really fun.
She's fun, she's interesting, she's very smart, she's a serious lawyer. I mean, this is not a woman who's frivolous, although she can, if you push her, show a sense of humor. It was easy to work with Rosie, professionally easy to work with her. And she was a lot different from some of the other lunatics who were my friends and with whom we practiced law.
Rosemary contributed a lot to the changes in how women are dealt with. And I owe her a lot for leading the way for others, for me, and for being bold and strong enough to risk whatever public opinion might go against her for doing it. I had reached the point where I didn't care what people thought. I'm going to do what I think is right. Maybe I can influence other people's thinking. So she was a real strong influence for a lot of us women. And I'll say for me too, because she led the way.
I was introduced to her by my father. My dad had met her in one of his business dealings here in the region. When I was running for office, he thought I should meet Rosemary and set that up. And so we met at Fox and Goose for the first time, and Rosemary was very calm and cool and collected, as she is, and clear about what she thought needed to happen, and really kind of served as a guidance person for me, someone who helped introduce me to people and someone who helped explain the issues, because they weren't clear to me. I hadn't dealt with them before, and it was helpful to understand the significance of how people were being mistreated in the gay and lesbian community.
Rosemary Metrailer, a tenacious and colorful LGBT activist in the Sacramento region, and the first person in the documentary film series Legends of Courage, opening next summer in Sacramento.